I thought this story was going to be about networking. A businessman from Australia expanding a global company in the US, in Canada, and in Asia. Somewhere in the middle of the interview, the story changed.
I had some dark moments where my life insurance seemed like a better scenario than, living.
It started feeling like a story about what success actually costs. About rebuilding your life while still trying to lead others.
My mother-in-law used to say to me, she goes, I don't know how you swing your legs out of bed every morning and have a smile on your face when you get up. And I'd say, what choice is there? Been married for 26 years, 3 kids, a wife. Most of my life has been about family. I love that part of my life. But I'm also a crazy ass serial entrepreneur.
Yeah. Entrepreneurship conversations usually focus on growth, revenue, expansion, scale. But nobody talks about what happens to the people around you.
If you ask my wife, she would always say, there's always the promise of less in my life. That, one day or, soon this is going to be like this. And then Southeast Asia happens or Canada happens or the US happens or whatever. So there's always something else. She just laughs at me because she knows better. My wife is a public school teacher, very gifted. She's sacrificed her career progression to be the parent. She still does 1 day a week of teaching. She loves being a teacher, but you can't have both parents totally chasing the career. Something suffers as a result of it.
Due to a bad business partnership, Matt had to start over again, from scratch. If you met Matt today, you probably wouldn't see any of it. You'd see a confident entrepreneur, a global business, a room full of people listening to him. But behind that image was nearly a decade of rebuilding.
When it all happened, we had, 100 team members working for us at the time. I would literally come into work, I'd be smiling and happy, and they wouldn't know there was any problem going on, and I had no money and I didn't know how to pay the next payroll. I still remember I walked up the stairs in our house and my wife was bathing the kids. She said, what's wrong? I said, I got bad news. And she said, what? And I said, I think we're gonna have to sell the house. And she just went, well, if we need to sell the house, we need to sell the house. Calm and controlled, and I thought, wow, and that's what you need in life, a partner that has your back. Because if she'd have crumbled in a heap, that would have destroyed me. As a man, as the breadwinner in a house, irrespective of your beliefs around, who does what or whatever, it was my responsibility to provide for the family, and I'd failed in that regard. So that, for a man, it's kind of a self-worth thing. So I was so determined to rebuild not just the wealth, but the worth that I'd lost from, losing everything. And, not to say that, I was Mr. Upbeat, happy person every minute of my life. I had some dark moments where my life insurance seemed like a better scenario than, living. We moved into my mother-in-law's house and we lived with her for 5 years, which we're very lucky. It was a beautiful home and she's a lovely lady, and we got on very well. So we were very, very fortunate to have somewhere to go. And then we rebuilt from there. So it took about a decade to rebuild. I definitely wouldn't want to do it again, but I've learned some good lessons from it as well. If I had to find one thing that connected all the businesses together, I'd have to say it's really how to serve people on a greater perspective. It is what led me into BX.
So I get to actually build relationships through networking. Those relationships turn into mutual business partnerships, as well as happier clients. So networking is just a good way for me to do that. It's community building.
When you walk into a room on the other side of the planet and you see your values and your vision come to life through people, that's what it's about.
BX has been a life-changing situation for me and my business. I've met more people face-to-face with BX than I have going around talking to people in other social events.
At the end of the day, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you got to go together.
It's not just about the business you're going to get. It's about meeting people that are like-minded and being able to even grow friendships. Networking in general has been able to, number one, grow my confidence. Being around people, strangers, standing up, talking about my business, asking for things, right? That's uncomfortable for most people if you don't have any experience doing it.
In life, you just don't know what is around the corner. If I'd have given up and declared bankruptcy or ended my life or whatever, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be, traveling the world, helping people grow their businesses and, running BX.
I wanted to find out what Matt thinks about work-life balance.
My wife, she's always said, when you retire, I'm going to do my career. So I'm going to do my next step. And I'm like, well, I want to travel the world with you. And she's like, well, this is my time. So the only way to really have some sort of balance in life is work a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday job, and maybe work for the government. If you are doing something significant, then that comes at a cost. So balance to me is, in Australia, we have 12 weeks of holiday a year for school holidays. So I block those out. So I'm always home for the school holidays. So I have 12 weeks of holiday a year, and I'm, engaging with my kids and my family and stuff like that. Does that mean I don't have my laptop out or computer out? Some of that, catching up on some stuff, or making a few calls here and there. Of course you do, but I'm home, I'm present, and I'm, engaging with my kids and my family.
And when you look at BX now, where are you heading? What's the 5 years looking like? What's the 10 years looking like? I know you have a timeline for retirement.
Yeah.
Are you counting that in as well?
I think that, there's decades of growth and scale for BX. We've just franchised the network, which has made a big difference as well. So we've got lots of franchisees coming in across Australia, New Zealand, North America's kicking off now as well. So we'll have master franchise and franchise opportunities there. But very excitingly, we're kicking off across Southeast Asia at the moment as well. And we kick off in India later this year. So that should be pretty crazy. And Africa eventually as well.
Oh, that was coming.
Yeah, I got in there.
The interesting thing is that BX may actually become more relevant now in a world increasingly shaped by AI.
I'll tell you what, there's no more important time in history to have one-to-one relationships and group relationships and human connection than in the age of AI. And you can't beat that. So it's more relevant than ever.
I love it.
Yeah.
Matt,
Yeah.
thank you very much for your
Pleasure.
time.
Thank you. Cheers.
Had fun?
Yeah, I did. It's great. Thank you.